Bottom of the fourth inning, Air Hogs lead the Sioux Falls Canaries in the rubber game of the series by a score of 13-0. The next batter is A.J. Kirby Jones. Kirby Jones flew out to left field in the first inning of this one. Last night he was 4 for 5 with 2 doubles, a home run, and a single. Scoring a total of 3 runs last night. Facing Jason Jarvis in this one. Here comes the windup in the first pitch from him. And that is called strike 1. Kirby Jones, a right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher, Jarvis. Swung on and bounced foul into the screen on the 0-1 pitch. Now it's 0-2 the count against Kirby Jones, who leads the team with 10 home runs this year. Also has 32 runs batted in. This is bounced foul down the third base line. Still 0-2 against Kirby Jones. He'll be followed by Chris Duffy and Carlos Mendez in this bottom of the fourth for the Canaries. 0-2 pitch on the way. A bouncer right to first base. Botts fields it off the ground, and he will take it to the bag himself. 1 down. Chris Duffy will be the next batter. He flew out to right field in the first inning. And last night he was 3 for 4. A couple of singles as well as a double for Duffy last night. The cleanup hitter batting in the DH slot once again. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Here comes the windup and the pitch from Jason Jarvis. This is hit high and deep into center field. It will carry just a tad, but not far enough to bring Eric Baker to the warning track. He catches it for out number 2. Next batter, Carlos Mendez with 2 outs and nobody on. Mendez grounded out to shortstop in the second. Also has 3 fielding errors in this game. First pitch to Mendez. Fastball just outside from Jarvis, 1-0. Mendez with 3 home runs and 24 RBIs this year. This next pitch is hit into shallow left field in the air. Madison Carter charging in to make the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jarvis here in the fourth. And after 4 innings, it is 13-0 Air Hogs. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Top of the 5th inning, Air Hogs with a 13-0 lead over the Sioux Falls Canaries. Final game of this 3-game set, also the rubber game between these two. Kai Winter back on the mound for another inning in relief. Gave up 2 runs on the 2-run shot by Vince DeFazio in the 4th inning. Delivers strike 1 to Alex Nunez on the first pitch to him. Next pitch is hit right up the middle, just past the pitcher Winter. Couldn't stop it with his body there, and it's a single for Nunez. He is 3 for 4 this afternoon. Now next batter is Abel Nieves with a runner at first and nobody out. Nieves a couple of walks in this game. He is 0 for 1, scoring a run in the first inning. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. This is the final time these two will play this year. Only one 3-game set here in Sioux Falls. Outside on the next pitch, or inside that is. It's now a ball and a strike to Nieves. Here's the 1-1. This is bounced to shortstop. Forney flips to Lind at second, then over to first, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. Emptying the bases and bringing 2 outs for the Canaries in this one in the 5th. Two outs and nobody on for Jason Botts, the next batter. Botts, 5 RBIs in this game so far. A single, a double, and a home run. Hits into the screen on the first pitch. Strike 1 to Botts. Give him 38 runs batted in this year to lead the team. And also 6 home runs, which is also a team best. This one is lined into left center field. Botts with his second single of the afternoon. He is a triple away from the cycle. 4th base hit of the day for Botts. He is on first with 2 outs here in the 5th. For the next batter, Brian Myro, who is 0 for 2. A run scored for him in the first inning after drawing a walk, but a couple of ground outs after that. He checks swings, but looks at strike 1 outside. Brian Myro, 37 years old and the former big leaguer, played for the Dodgers and the Padres. This is bounced to second base. Lind flips to shortstop, where Forney steps on the bag to end the inning on the force out. So no runs, a hit, or a couple of hits that is. No errors and a man left on base by the Air Hogs in the 5th inning. They still lead it 13-0 going to the bottom half. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Now start the bottom of the 5th inning. Air Hogs lead it 13-0 over the Sioux Falls Canaries here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, at Sioux Falls Stadium, also known as the Birdcage. Jason Jarvis back on the mound for inning number 5. So far has only given up 2 hits in his first 4 innings of shutout work. 2 strikeouts and no walks for the 26-year-old starter. He last played for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Last season he was with the Sioux City Explorers. Winds up and delivers the first pitch to the first batter of this bottom of the 5th inning, Chris Valencia. It's a called strike one on the outside corner. Valencia flew out to left field in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. Also 0 for 9 in this series is Valencia. Swings and misses at the next pitch, low and outside from Jarvis, and he is behind 0-2. He'll be followed by Matt Hitt and Sam Lind in the lineup for Sioux Falls in this 5th inning. Jason Jarvis winds up for the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Another low and inside fastball from Jarvis, and it fooled Valencia. 3rd strikeout for Jason Jarvis on the mound this afternoon. Definitely very comfortable up there with a 13-0 lead. The Air Hogs' largest margin of victory this year is 15 runs. That came against Amarillo. In the series finale of a 3-game set a few weeks ago. Jarvis winds up and delivers to the next batter. Hit. That is up the middle, or actually through the hole between third and short into left field by Hitt, and he grabs his second base hit of the night. He had a double in the second inning, so he is 2 for 2. Hitt is certainly a great last name to have for a baseball player. One out and a man on first for the next batter, Sam Lind. Lind struck out in the second to go 0 for 1 so far in this game. A 2-run home run in the 6th inning of last night's contest as he went 3 for 4. Looks at strike one on the outside edge. First pitch from Jarvis. Lind, a rookie out of Cumberland University. The 0-1 pitch, high and outside. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Lind is from Hartford, South Dakota. He is 24 years old. Stands at just 5'11", the second baseman for Sioux Falls. Called strike 2, and he is now behind a ball and 2 strikes against Jarvis, who now sets at the letters and brings it to the belt. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another outside fastball, and Jarvis with strikeout number 4. And the second K of this inning for him. Two outs, a runner on first for the Canaries. 9-hitter Ty Forney to the plate now. He grounded out to second base in the 3rd inning to start off his afternoon and his series. First appearance for him this weekend. He takes ball 1 outside. Forney in just his 12th start of the year and his 20th game played this season for Sioux Falls. Another pitch low and outside from Jarvis, 2-0. Forney batting .244 this year, going 11 for 46 in his at-bats, and has 5 runs driven in. 2-0 pitch on the way. Upstairs, and now Jarvis is behind 3-0 against Forney. With the top of the order due up to bat next, Steve Tinoco. Runner on first and 2 outs. In the bottom of the 5th, here comes the 3-0 pitch. This hits the outside edge, or the inside edge, that is, from Jarvis. And he gets a strike there. 3 balls and a strike against Forney. Here comes the next pitch. That is lined over the second baseman's head into right field. Nieves fields it and keeps Matt Hitt at second base. A single for Forney puts runners at first and second with 2 outs in the 5th. First time in this game that the Sioux Falls Canaries have had multiple base runners at one time. Next batter is Steve Tinoco, who is 1 for 2 with a single in the 1st inning. He has a home run in this series. That was a 3-run shot to right field in Friday night's game. This first pitch hits him near the head. It was off of his shoulder blade, it appeared. And Tinoco will take first to load the bases. So that'll bring up Brandon Jones with the bases loaded for the Canaries. Jones is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice ground out in the first and a strikeout looking in the third. The first pitch is taken for ball 1 low. First time this season that Brandon Jones has been up with the bases loaded, or at least he doesn't have an at-bat yet this year in these types of situations. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Jason Jarvis. Bounce to first, diving, but not able to make the stop is Botts. 1 run scores. The throw into home plate, or to third base that is not in time, as 2 runs score for the Canaries, and they will not be shut out in this one, as Jones drives in a couple of runs on the single to make it 13-2 Air Hogs. As Jeff Russell will walk out to the pitcher's mound now to talk with Jason Jarvis, his starter. He also called for some action to start in the bullpen. As the Canaries find the scoreboard in the 5th inning. Scoring Matt Hitt and Ty Forney on the RBI single by Brandon Jones. Jason Jarvis, meanwhile, is up to 67 pitches through 4 2/3 innings of work. In his last start against the Kansas City T-Bones, Jason Jarvis threw 8 innings, gave up 2 runs. Only one of those runs was earned to him. 2 strikeouts and 4 walks in a 7-2 victory on Tuesday night in Kansas City for the Air Hogs. The next pitch is delivered to A.J. Kirby Jones for ball 1. Kirby Jones 0 for 2 in this game. 4 for 5 last night, including a home run and 2 doubles. 1-0 pitch is taken for strike 1 on the outside edge of the plate. Kirby Jones with a slugging percentage of .559 this year, which is certainly best on the team. This is hit high in the air to center. Eric Baker has to wait a little while for this one to come down, and he'll finally make the catch to end the 5th. 2-run score, however, for the Canaries on 3 hits. They leave 2 men on base, and they will not be shut out. They have a long way to go, though, to try and overcome this deficit. It is 13-2 Air Hogs as we move to the 6th. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Welcome back, top of the 6th inning. Air Hogs 13, Canaries 2 in the final game of this 3-game set. We'll now see the third pitcher used by Steve Shirley, the manager for Sioux Falls in this game. It will be right-hander Josh Giles. Giles this year will appear for the 13th time in this game. Pitched a total of 12 2/3 innings, an 0-1 record, and a 3.55 ERA. Does have one save on the year as well. First batter he'll face is Madison Carter. Ball 1 low to him. Carter 0 for 2. With a run scored as well as a walk drawn, he reached on an error in the first inning. This is hit well into center field, but it will not carry for Chris Valencia. Takes a few steps back and makes the grab. 1 down in the 6th. Giles coming in relief of Kai Winter, who threw 2 innings in relief, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, and no strikeouts, facing a total of 9 batters. Winter was the one that gave up that 2-run home run to Vince DeFazio in the 4th inning of this game. Next batter is Matthew Burns. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. 0 for 1 on the afternoon is Burns, a sacrifice fly and a walk. 0-1 pitch is just low for ball 1. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That is just outside, making it 2-1 to Matthew Burns, the 23-year-old rookie. He'll turn 24 years old on July 17th. That will be next week on Thursday, excuse me. He pops up here, and the catcher, Matt Hitt, will fall down but still make the grab in foul territory on the first base line to sit down Matthew Burns. That is out number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on for Vince DeFazio, who had that 2-run home run in the 4th inning, his first of the season. Now give him 16 runs batted in this year. He takes strike 1 on the first pitch. He also reached on an error by the third baseman in the first inning and later scored in that 9-run first by the Air Hogs. He takes the next pitch from Giles, and it is ball 1 low, making it a ball and a strike the count with Eric Baker on deck. Vince DeFazio didn't play professionally last year, but played for Single A Myrtle Beach in 2012 in the Texas Rangers minor league system. A check swing. It is low for ball 2, and the check swing is confirmed by first base umpire Bill Montgomery on the appeal from the catcher and David Frame behind the plate. 2-1, and here comes the pitch from Giles. That is in tight to DeFazio, 3-1. Air Hogs lead it 13-2 over the Canaries here in the 6th. This is bounced foul down the third base line. The ball bounces off of a brick wall usually when there's a ground ball down the left field line. Here at this very unique stadium here in Sioux Falls. 3-2 pitch is low for ball 4. And DeFazio will take first on the walk. 6th walk given up by Sioux Falls pitching in this game. They have yet to strike out any Air Hogs batters. Next batter is Eric Baker. 1 for 3 on the afternoon is him. An RBI double, scoring 2 runs in the first, and then he later scored a run of his own in that big first inning. He grounds out to the shortstop here. They will flip to second base on the force at second to sit down DeFazio, so fielder's choice for Baker ends the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, No errors and a man left. We'll move to the bottom half of the inning with the score still 13-2 Grand Prairie. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Welcome back to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball live on Ustream. I'm Andy Humphrey. We now start the bottom of the sixth inning with the score still 13-2 Air Hogs. Final game of the three-game set in the final meeting between these two teams this year. Chris Duffy will lead it off in this sixth inning for the Canaries, followed by Carlos Mendez and Chris Valencia, the 4-5-6 hitters in the lineup. Strike one is called on the first pitch from Jason Jarvis. Quickly, here is the 0-1. That is inside, and it's now a ball and a strike. 0 for 2 is Duffy on the afternoon, a fly out to right and a fly out to center. He pops this one foul down the left side. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Chris Duffy from New York. New York City is his place of birth. He tips this one foul off of his body, still 1-2 against him. He is 26 years old. Last year played for Camden in the Atlantic League. A left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. Battle between a couple of 26-year-olds here. As Jason Jarvis stares down the signals from Vince DeFazio, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. That is popped foul. Once again, it will drift out of play down the left side. Still 1-2 against Duffy, with Carlos Mendez on deck for Sioux Falls. Here's the windup of the next pitch from Jarvis, and it's way inside. Duffy turning to his left side to dodge that one, and it's 2-2. Here comes the next delivery. This is line foul down the left side, and it's screaming into the stands. Still 2-2. The Air Hogs are 10-10 all-time against Sioux Falls. Trying to get a winning record against them here. This is popped up in the infield, and it will stay in fair territory as Matthew Burns will make the grab for out number 1. Third baseman there with the pop fly out. So that'll bring up Carlos Mendez, who was at fault 3 times in the first inning at third base. A couple of fielding errors and 1 throwing error. First pitch from Jarvis is taken for strike 1. Mendez 0 for 2 in this game. A ground out to shortstop and a fly out to left. Here's the 0-1. Upstairs, and Jarvis evens the count at 1-1 with that upstairs fastball. Here comes the next pitch. That is bounced up the middle to the shortstop. Mojica will field it and beat Mendez by 2 steps. So first base on the throw, 2 down in the 6th. Next batter is Chris Valencia. He is also 0 for 2, and he is 0 for 10 in this series. He flew out to left in the second inning and struck out swinging in the fifth. He takes ball one outside from Jarvis, who is a very quick worker and does not take a lot of time between pitches. Here he comes with the windup again. Swing and a miss on a fastball there, and evens the count at 1-1. Jason Jarvis now at 82 pitches. Another swing and a miss. This one was a little outside, but Valencia chased it for strike two. 2 outs and nobody on base. Air Hogs with an 11-run lead here in Sioux Falls on a Sunday afternoon. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Lifted high into center field. Eric Baker stepping to his right side, drifting into left center. He will make the grab to end the sixth. 1-2-3 inning for Jarvis. And after 6 innings, our score is still 13-2 Air Hogs in the rubber game of the series. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Welcome back to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Now start the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher for the Canaries. 4th pitcher used by them. It is left-hander Joe Testa. He appeared in last night's game. Pitched an inning and a third, giving up 1 earned run on 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and no walks. On the season, Testa with an ERA of 3.43 and an 0-1 record. This is appearance number 17 for him this season. Faces Jimmy Mojica, the first batter of this inning for Grand Prairie. That is inside on the first pitch to him for ball 1. 1 for 4 on the afternoon with a couple of runs scored. Testa delivers low and outside this time, and it's 2-0. Eric Champion is back in the dugout, not coaching at third base. Taka Miyoshi coaching at third, and Aaron Wilkerson, the starting pitcher, or one of the starting pitchers for Grand Prairie, not pitching in tonight's game, is over coaching at first. Testa winds up for the 2-0. It's inside to Mojica, and he is now ahead 3-0 in the count. He'll be followed by Alex Nunez and Abel Nieves in the batting order in this top of the 7th, where the Air Hogs lead at 13-2. Called strike one. Mojica was about to head to first, as he thought it was too low, but home plate umpire David Frame saying, stay here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes Testa with the 3-1 pitch. That is slapped foul just down the line at third. And it's now a full count to Mojica. Unsure if Eric Champion was just wanting to take a break or whether or not he'd been thrown out of the game. I honestly didn't see him get officially tossed. He was talking to home plate umpire or third base umpire Brian Child the whole time. This one is line foul, straight back over the screen by Mojica, keeping the count at 3-2. But Eric Champion back either in the dugout or the clubhouse. Unable to see from this angle here in the press box. 3-2 pitch, and that is ball 4 outside. And Mojica will be on base as the leadoff man with a walk. Official attendance here at Sioux Falls Stadium is 3,133. Good crowd on hand for this Sunday afternoon. Wish they could have had a better outcome. Their team is down 13-2. Eric Champion has not been thrown out of this game. He is still over there, and it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner in this game. Tobin Matejcek is out to take Jimmy Mojica's place. Matejcek is a bullpen pitcher, and Mojica is going to be subbed out of this game. So Matejcek, the pinch runner. And certainly odd to see this from Eric Champion, although he does have to utilize as many people as possible. Only 10 position players on the roster for him. The only bench player available is Mitch Abeda, the backup catcher. Ball one upstairs to Alex Nunez. Nunez in this game 3 for 4 with 3 singles. He's also scored a couple of runs. They both came in the first inning, where the Air Hogs scored 9 runs on 5 hits off of 3 Sioux Falls errors as well. 1-1 the count against Nunez. Testa with the pitch. It is lifted foul down the left side. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Eric Champion wanting to coach from the dugout here instead of at third base probably makes things a little easier for the changes that he may want to make in this game that is already being dominated by the Air Hogs. Called strike 3 to Nunez. He knew it all the way through on the outside edge there. Testa was able to work with that slider, and Nunez sits down. The first strikeout of the game for a Sioux Falls pitcher this afternoon. Next batter, Abel Nieves. 0 for 2, a couple of walks and a run scored. First pitch to him is hit on the ground to shortstop. Flip to second, throw to first, and a 6-4-3 double play. The second time that Nieves has grounded into one of those this game. That ends the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time here in Sioux Falls. 13-2, the Air Hogs lead it. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Welcome back to Grand Prairie Airhogs baseball. We now start the bottom of the 7th inning. And a few changes for the Airhogs in the field. Tobin Matejcek came to pinch run for Jimmy Mojica in the top half of that inning. He is now moved into right. So he is playing in right field for the Airhogs. That moves Abel Nieves to third base. And now Matthew Burns is playing at shortstop. So those are the defensive changes for the Airhogs in this game. And now there's a new pitcher for the Airhogs as well. It is left-hander Bennett Whitmore. Whitmore in last night's game only pitched a third of an inning and only faced one batter as he kept the score where it was in the 8th as the Airhogs went on to win 7-5. Whitmore this season with the Airhogs has appeared 11 times, pitched a total of 13 1/3 innings, has a record of 0-1, and an ERA of 2.03. He is a rookie who is 26 years old, classified as a rookie in independent ball, but has played professionally before, last in the Pacific Coast League and also for Traverse City in 2012. First batter he'll face from the Sioux Falls Canaries is Matt Hitt, the catcher, who is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. He's also scored a run in the 5th inning. He takes strike one from Whitmore. And Matt Hitt steps out of the batter's box now and will dig in again. Whitmore sets from the stretch. Here comes the 0-1. Just missing the outside edge of the plate. And an even count now at a ball and a strike. Hitt will be followed by Sam Lind and Ty Forney, the 7-8-9 hitters in the lineup for Sioux Falls as they trail it 13-2. This is hit deep into center field. Eric Baker still going back. He's going to look over his head and watch it hit off the wall. Fields it quickly. Throw into second base is not in time, as that is the second double of the game for Matt Hitt. He is 3 for 3. And no pun intended, just keeps on hitting. Next batter is Sam Lind. Sam Lind struck out in the 2nd and the 5th inning of this game. He is 0 for 2. Now has a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here comes Whitmore with the first pitch. It is low for ball 1. Whitmore has only given up 3 earned runs in 13 1/3 innings pitched for Grand Prairie this year. Here's the 1-0. It is taken for strike one on the outside corner, an even count at 1-1. Sam Lind in last night's game had a 2-run home run in the 4th as he went 3 for 4 on the night. That is taken for strike 2, right down the middle of the plate. It's now ball and 2 strikes, a runner at second and nobody out. Ty Forney on deck for Sioux Falls. Airhogs lead 13-2. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hit in the air to right, and Tobin Matejcek with his first opportunity at a play. He'll make the grab. Tagging at second and going to third base is Hitt. But Tobin Matejcek out there with the play. And it is out number 1. Matejcek pitched in relief earlier in this series. Only went an inning in the 8th and gave up 1 run on 1 hit, struck out 1 batter, and also walked a batter. He has given up 5 earned runs in 3 innings this year with Grand Prairie, the rookie out of Cameron University. The first pitch from Whitmore to the next batter, Ty Forney, is low for ball 1. Forney is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the 5th. Whitmore sets at the belt. Here comes the next pitch. It is popped foul straight over the screen. A ball and a strike now to Forney. the rookie out of New Mexico State, and a native of Coral Springs, Florida. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, thumping the mid of DeFazio on that fastball was Whitmore. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Forney. The shortstop for Sioux Falls. A runner at third base and 1 out. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That is hit on the ground to third base. Nieves will go to first and allow the run to score. 2 down, and it is now 13-3 Air Hogs as Sam Hitt is driven in on the ground out by Forney. That'll bring up the top of the order. Steve Tinoco this afternoon is 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. Whitmore delivers the first pitch, a high chopper to shortstop. Matthew Burns will field it and just barely get the out by a half step. A one-hopper to Botts. He dug it out of the dirt, and it was a bullet from the rookie playing at shortstop now. And that ends the 7th inning. A run scores on 1 hit for the Sioux Falls Canaries. They cut the Air Hogs lead to 13-3 going to the 8th. You're listening to Grand Prairie Air Hogs Baseball. Welcome back. We start the 8th inning here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Air Hogs with a 10-run lead. 13-3 is the score. And the Sioux Falls Canaries will send their 5th pitcher to the mound to start this 8th. It is right-hander John Brebbia. Brebbia this season, an ERA of 2.94. This is his 21st appearance in relief. He also has 3 starts this year. 3-2 record. He has pitched a total of 33 2/3 innings, giving up 11 earned runs this year. Comes in relief of Joe Testa, who only threw an inning with no runs given up on no hits, 1 walk and a strikeout for Testa, the left-hander. First pitch to Jason Botts is called for strike 1. Botts 4 for 4 in this game, and 5 runs driven in. 2 of them came on a double in the first inning. Another one came on a home run in the third. Swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2 against him. Batting lefty as a switch hitter against the right-hander Brebbia. Here's the 0-2. Lifted high in the air to left. Brandon Jones drifting inward to make the catch, and it's one down as Jason Botts sits down on the flyout. Brian Myro is the next batter. Airhogs lead it 13-3. Their largest margin of victory this year is 15 runs against the Amarillo Sox. They also scored 16 runs against Amarillo back on June 1st. That's their highest run total of the year. Called strike one to Myro. It's a ball and a strike now. He is 0 for 3. Drew a walk in the first and scored, but nothing doing since then. Brebbia winds up and delivers. 1-1 pitch is hit into the screen by Myro. Now a ball and 2 strikes with Madison Carter on deck. Airhogs after today will head home, have an off day tomorrow, and then start a 6-game homestand Tuesday night. First 3 with the Wichita Wingnuts. And then on the weekend, they will face Can-Am team Quebec Capitals in a 3-game set with them. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brian Myro. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is a swing and a foul tip, but it's handled under the mitt of Matt Hitt, and Myro will strike out swinging for out number 2. Two outs and nobody on for Madison Carter. Carter reached on an error in the first inning. A first inning in which the Airhogs crossed 9 runs across the plate. And it was only on 5 hits and 3 errors committed in that first inning by the third baseman Carlos Mendez for Sioux Falls. Called strike 2 to Carter. It's no balls and 2 strikes quickly to the rookie out of Texas. Here comes the windup and the 0-2. In the dirt on the right side of the catcher Hitt. Now it's 1-2 the count. Airhogs have out-hit the Canaries 10-6 and outscored them 13-3. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brebbia. This is hit high in the air. It's going back, the center fielder Valencia. He will stop just before the warning track to make the grab. And a 1-2-3 inning in relief for Brebbia in the 8th. Keeps the score where it is, 13-3 Airhogs, moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning here at the Birdcage in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Bennett Whitmore back on the mound for the Airhogs as they lead it 13-3 in the rubber game of the series. Next batter will be Brandon Jones, the left fielder for Sioux Falls, to lead off this eighth. And then followed by A.J. Kirby Jones and Chris Duffy in the lineup. 2, 3, 4 hitters for Sioux Falls. Jones in this game is 1 for 3. He drove in a couple of runs with the bases loaded in the 5th inning on a single. That gave Sioux Falls their first 2 runs of this game. As strike 1 is called to Jones on the first pitch. Here's Whitmore with the next one. This one's a little high, and it's now a 1-1 count. Bennett Whitmore's longest relief outing this year was 4 innings against Laredo back on June 29th. As the next pitch is low to Brandon Jones and a little bit outside, 2-1. Whitmore now sets, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Again low of the strike zone there. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike with A.J. Kirby Jones on deck. Airhogs 13, Canaries 3. The 3-1 is on the way. Upstairs, and Jones will take a walk on the first batter that Whitmore faces in this inning. Whitmore allowed a run on just 1 hit in the 7th. This is the final meeting between these two this year. Only 1 3-game set here in Sioux Falls in the regular season. Airhogs won last night. Sioux Falls shut out Grand Prairie on Friday night. As ball 1 is delivered low to Kirby Jones, the next batter. He is 0 for 3 tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. 1-0 pitch is hit hard into left field. It's going to bounce in front of Madison Carter, the left fielder. He'll field it and throw it back in, keeping Jones at second base. But the single puts runners at first and second. With nobody out in the 8th inning. Whitmore allowed a double to the first batter of the 7th. He will now face Chris Duffy, the cleanup hitter, who is 0 for 3 this afternoon. The Airhogs last year, in their only 3-game set against the Canaries, swept Sioux Falls in Grand Prairie. They're 10-10 all-time against the Canaries in the American Association. Ball 1 low to Duffy. These two also met in the playoffs back in 2008 in Grand Prairie's first year of existence. That was in the championship series. Sioux Falls was victorious in the end, 3-1. This is bounced foul by Duffy down the right field side. Now a ball and a strike to him. Steve Shirley was still the manager of Sioux Falls back in 2008. And the Airhogs, in their first year, obviously were managed by Pete Incaviglia. This one is lifted foul by Jones. It's now a ball and 2 strikes against him with Carlos Mendez on deck for Sioux Falls. Runners at first and second. Runners at first and second and nobody out. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there for Whitmore. His first of the game, and that's out number 1. Still with a couple of base runners on. The next batter for the Canaries is Carlos Mendez. He is also 0 for 3 and has 3 errors at third base in this game. They all came in the first inning, and they certainly added to the damage that Sioux Falls starter Matt Wixswat suffered in the first as the Airhogs went on to score 9 runs. Wixswat ended his afternoon with 11 runs given up. Only 4 of them were earned on 7 hits through 3 innings of work. This is hit through the hole between third and short into left field on the ground. Mendez gets on base with the single. Staying at third base is Jones. not far enough into the outfield to allow him to score, so the bases are loaded for the Canaries with still just one out in the 8th inning. Next batter is Chris Valencia, who is 0 for 4 this season with the bases loaded. He's also 0 for 11 in this series and 0 for 3 in this game. Lefty versus lefty. Here comes the first pitch from Whitmore. Taken for strike one by Valencia on the outside corner. Valencia has struck out and flew out twice in this game. Whitmore is now set at the belt. Here comes the 0-1. Hit high in the air. It is drifting foul, and it's going to be out of play for Abel Nieves, the third baseman. 0-2 the count. Tobin Matejcek, usually a relief pitcher for Grand Prairie, is out playing in right field. He pinch ran for Jimmy Mojica and shifted in defensively in right, moving Abel Nieves to third and Matthew Burns to shortstop. Whitmore with the 0-2 pitch. It is hit high in the air to left field. Madison Carter under it. Makes the grab. Tagging at third is Jones. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not enough pace on it, and a run will cross home for the Canaries on the sacrifice fly by Valencia. It is now 13-4 Airhogs. So the Airhogs allowing a couple of runs in these last two innings, but not worried about it. They have quite the cushion to work with, as that is out number 2 to Madison Carter in left. Still runners at first and second base with 2 outs. The next batter is Matt Hitt, who is 3 for 3, but he grounds to shortstop here, and the throw from Matt Burns to second base to force out the base runner Mendez is just in time to end the 8th inning. So a run scores on 2 hits and 2 men left on base by the Canaries. We now move to the 9th inning. Airhogs with a 9-run lead over Sioux Falls. You're listening to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball. Welcome back to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball. We start the 9th inning here at the Birdcage in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Canaries will send their 6th pitcher to the pitcher's mound. That is right-hander Alan Durant, the closer for Sioux Falls. Durant this season, an ERA of 4, an 0-4 record, 10 saves this year for the Canaries, and a total of 18 innings pitched through 20 games this year. He will face the bottom third of the Air Hogs lineup, Matthew Burns, Vince DeFazio, and Eric Baker. Burns is 0 for 2. He has scored a run and also driven in a run on a sacrifice fly. First pitch to him is low and outside for ball 1. The last pitcher, John Brevia, sat down the Air Hogs 1-2-3 in the 8th, but was yanked after just 1 inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball from Durant, and it's a 1-1 strike count to Matthew Burns, the 23-year-old rookie. He'll turn 24 next week on Thursday. And meanwhile, Alan Durant is a right-handed closer from Raleigh, North Carolina, 28 years old and a member of last year's Sioux Falls roster. 1-1 pitch is hit foul off of the leg of Matthew Burns. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Vince DeFazio on deck for the Air Hogs. They lead it 13-4 here in the 9th. Air Hogs have out-hit the Canaries 10-6. Canaries with 3 errors in the field. All of them came in the first, and all of them were committed by the third baseman, Carlos Mendez. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matthew Burns, a right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. Alan Durant on the mound. Burns digs in. Durant is set at the letters. Here comes the 1-2. Again bounced off of the leg of Matthew Burns and tipped foul into the Air Hogs dugout. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Taka Miyoshi coaching at third base instead of Eric Champion, who is now coaching from the dugout. And Aaron Wilkerson is coaching at first base. Wilkerson usually a starting pitcher, not this afternoon starter. His next outing is scheduled for Wednesday against Wichita. Low to Matthew Burns on the next pitch from Durant. It's 2-2. Aaron Wilkerson is a former college teammate of Sioux Falls second baseman Sam Lind, who is out there right now on the field. They both won a couple of national championships in the NAIA, as this is a fly ball to left field from Burns. Brandon Jones didn't even have to leave his position at all. Maybe just a step or a half step to his left to make that grab, and it's 1 down in the 9th. Well, we had a 9-run first inning for the Air Hogs, but the rest of this game has gone by pretty quickly. We had our start time at 4:06 local time. It's now just about 6:30. As that's strike 1 to Vince DeFazio, taken right down the middle. DeFazio with a home run in this game. That was a 2-run shot that came in the 4th, his first jack of the season. This is hit a long way into left as well, and it is also going to leave. 2 home runs for Vince DeFazio in this one. This is a solo shot in the 9th, and he rounds the bases. He's got to be a happy man right now. He makes the score 14-4 Air Hogs. Second home run of the season for DeFazio. Give him 17 runs batted in on the year for the 28-year-old catcher. And the lead is back to 10 runs for the Air Hogs in the 9th. Eric Baker, the next batter, with 1 out and nobody on. Strike 1 called to him. He is 1 for 4 with a 2-run RBI double that came in the 9-run first inning for the Air Hogs. Durant delivers the next pitch. It is hit foul out of play down the right side over the screen. as it appears that somebody was struck by the foul ball on the right side in the suite level. Fans are looking over that direction as somebody is needing assistance, as event staff has also gone over there. Baker is going to strike out, looking on the next pitch from Durant. First strikeout for him in this game, and out number 2. It appears that there is a paramedic on the way to assist whoever was struck by that last foul ball from Eric Baker. Fans are all rubbernecking over to the suite level as the next pitch to Tobin Matejcek is hit off of the glove of Durant. Matejcek came in to pinch run for Jimmy Mojica in the 7th inning, and he is going to reach base again. That was a comebacker on the first pitch right to Durant, fielded by the second baseman Sam Lind. And I believe that will be a base hit for Matejcek. And I believe that ball is going to be given back to the Airhogs dugout. They're going to want to keep that for Matejcek, his first professional hit. This next one is hit high and deep from Alex Nunez down the right side. Is it fair? No. Just foul. Slashing in front of the foul pole in right field. And Nunez almost with his first home run in an Airhogs uniform, and the second home run of this game, or this inning, I should say. It would have been the 4th of this game for the Airhogs, as he hits the next one foul, popping it down the left side this time. It is now no balls and 2 strikes to Nunez, who is 3 for 5 in this game with 3 singles. Matejcek is at first after his infield hit. Durant sets from the stretch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This is chopped foul down the first base line. No balls and 2 strikes to Nunez. Just a few inches from his first home run, it seemed, in right field. It was hit high in the air. 0-2 pitch is low for ball 1. First base umpire Bill Montgomery was on the call for that foul ball on the first pitch to Nunez. Here's the 1-2. This is chopped to first base. Oh, it's just going to be foul. Kirby Jones was there for the play at first for Sioux Falls, but called foul by first base umpire Bill Montgomery. And it's still 1-2 to the Venezuelan Alex Nunez. Abel Nieves waiting on deck. Runner at first and 2 outs for the Airhogs. They lead it 14-4 in the top of the 9th. This is again bounce foul down the right side. Alex Nunez in his first 23 games with the Airhogs, batting with an average of .351, an on base of .410, and a slugging of .432. 1-2 pitch on the way. This is bounced to the left side of the infield. The shortstop Forney will force out Matejcek at second as Lind comes to cover the bag. That ends the top of the 9th. Another run scores for the Airhogs off of a home run by Vince Stefazio. 2 hits in the inning. They leave a man on base, and they bring a 14-4 lead to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Sioux Falls, trying to take this 3-game set. You're listening to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball. Welcome back to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball, live on Ustream. I'm Andy Humphrey. Bottom of the ninth inning, and the Airhogs have a 14-4 lead over the Canaries. Relief pitcher Tyrell Harris will be in to finish out this game for the Airhogs. Harris appeared last on Thursday night against the Kansas City T-Bones. And Harris, in that extra inning affair, threw an inning, striking out one batter and sitting down the T-Bones 1-2-3. He delivers strike one to the first batter of this ninth inning, Sam Lind. He is 0 for 3 in this game. Harris on the year, a 1-2 record with Grand Prairie. This is his 11th appearance with the team. 13 innings pitched and an ERA of 6.92. Fastball outside, way outside on the next pitch, 1-1. Bennett Whitmore worked 2 innings, the 7th and 8th for the Airhogs in relief. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk and a strikeout, facing a total of 10 batters. That is hit foul, and Vince Stefazio is not able to make the grab just in front of the foul screen. So Sam Lind dodging a bullet there as he now has a 1-2 count. He'll be followed by Ty Forney and Steve Tinoco in this bottom of the ninth inning. Rubber game of the series, Airhogs looking to keep their winning record on the road trip. That is taken low for ball 2, and it's now an even count at 2-2. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Here's the windup in the delivery from Harris. This is popped foul down the left side. Still 2-2. Tyrell Harris last played for the Bridgeport Bluefish in the Atlantic League. He winds up and delivers the 2-2. This is line foul down the third base line. Just a few inches outside of the line there. Called by Brian Child, the blue shirt at third base. Harris is 27 years old from Compton, California. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out the first batter he faces in the ninth. Sam Lind strikes out for the 3rd time in this game. 1 down. Ty Forney, the next batter, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. A single and a run scored in the 5th. He is a rookie out of New Mexico State. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. The windup in the first delivery from Harris. Swung on and missed on the changeup. Harris, in his 3rd appearance of the road trip, he hasn't given up a single run in this road trip either. That is ball 1 inside to Forney, as he had to lean back to avoid being hit from that one. Now an even count at 1-1. Here's the next pitch from Harris. A slow ground ball to the shortstop, Matthew Burns. A quick throw, and he beats Forney by about a full step. Out number 2. Matthew Burns shifting in at shortstop after Mojica was subbed out by pinch runner Tobin Matejcek. Moved into right field and moved Abel Nieves to third. So 2 down, nobody on base for Sioux Falls. The top of the order returns. Steve Tinoco in this game is 1 for 3 with a single in the first. He was also hit by a pitch in the 5th. A righty against a righty. Harris winds up and delivers. First pitch is taken for strike 1 on the inside edge. Tinoco homered in the first game of this series to give the Canaries a 3-run lead in the 5th, and they never gave up the lead as they shut out the Airhogs on Friday 4-0. That is called strike 2, and Tinoco now behind no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the 0-2 delivery from Harris. Over the plate but low on the fastball, 1-2. Airhogs, after this game, will start a 6-game homestand on Tuesday at 7:05, starting 3 games with the Wichita Wingnuts, the division rival. This is popped foul down the right side, still 1-2 against Tinoco. Then after that, they'll host Can-Am opponent Quebec on the weekend in interleague play. And that'll be the homestand. Then after that, another trip up to Kansas City the next week, and then down to Laredo. That'll be the next road trip for the Airhawks. Line foul into the screen on the 1-2 pitch. Tinoco staying alive at that count. 2 outs and nobody on. The Airhogs lead 14-4. Looking to see this one out. It has been their afternoon. 9 runs in the first. 2 in the third. 2 more in the fourth. And then 1 more in the ninth. This is bounced to shortstop. Burns with the stop, and he will throw a one-hopper to Jason Botts, but he digs it out of the dirt to end the game. A 1-2-3 inning in the ninth for Harris, and the Airhogs with a big, big win here in Sioux Falls. 14-4 is your final score. The Airhogs finish the road trip 4-2, and they take this 3-game series from Sioux Falls. This is just the 4th series that they've won all year, and they improved their record to 23-32 on the season. Sioux Falls, meanwhile, moving to 21-35 in the North. Winning pitcher for the Airhogs is starter Jason Jarvis, throwing 6 innings, only giving up 2 runs on 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks allowed. And the pitcher picking up the loss, Matt Wixwat, only went 3 innings, giving up 11 runs. 4 of them were earned, 7 hits, no strikeouts, and 4 walks. The Airhogs will return home, as I mentioned earlier, after this game. They will have an off day tomorrow and then start the 3-game set with the Wichita Wingnuts on Tuesday night at 7:05 p.m. Slated to start is Ryan Searle for Grand Prairie. And so they will face their division opponent to try and gain some ground in the South Division, where they are now sitting 14.5 games back. So that'll do it here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Airhogs are victorious, and they take the series 2-1. Here are your final stats for this game. The Grand Prairie Airhogs score 14 runs on 12 hits, commit no errors. The Sioux Falls Canaries 4 runs on 6 hits. They commit 3 errors in the field. And that will be it for Grand Prairie versus Sioux Falls this year. Only series between these two on the season, and the Airhogs finish it with a winning record against Sioux Falls, 2-1. So that's it from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, here at the Birdcage. We will see you at 7:05 p.m. on Tuesday night, live on independentprofessionalbaseball.com. Until then, I'm Andy Humphrey. So long, and thank you for tuning in to Grand Prairie Airhogs Baseball. We'll see you next time, everyone.